Regina,
Caulfield.
Caulfield.
How do you spell that? K-O-F-R-E-G-I-N-A? Excuse me 1 second. I apologize, 2 N's on the format.
And the title for Ms. Lavera's Deputy First Assistant Prosecutor in Lavera.
Thank you. Deputy, there's the actual title. Say it again, please. Okay. Deputy First Assistant Prosecutor. Deputy First Assistant Prosecutor, Fran Lavera.
Good afternoon, please be seated. All right, I'm sure everyone's been told, but please, cell phones off and no speaking during the court proceedings, so counsel and the defendant and the court can hear one another. Thank you. This is the matter, the first appearance hearing of State v. Ahmad Khan Rahimi. Counsel, your appearances?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ann Lavera, appearing on behalf of the state.
Good afternoon, Judge Nicholas Gorman for Mr. Rahami.
Thank you. And Mr. Ligori, I can see you, sir. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Peter A. Ligori, Office of the Public Defender, on behalf of Ahmad Khan Rahimi. And Judge, I would ask the court, and maybe if this is the time, I would like to ask the court to correct the spelling of Mr. Rahami's name. It's actually, it should read, and it's an error, it should not be an AKA. It should be R-A-M-I-M-I. Or so R-A-H-I-M-I. Sorry.
All right, sir, that correction is noted and will be made. Thank you. And I want to make sure, Mr. Rahami, sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. And Mr. Rahami, I do have a few questions for you. If you can't hear me, let me know, please, or let Mr. Ligori know as well, and I'll speak more loudly. Mr. Rahami, were you provided with a copy of complaints charging you with various offenses from the city of Linden?
Yes.
Thank you.
Judge, if I may, may I, Judge, now?
Go ahead,
because
Mr.
I have received, thank you, Judge. I have, and Mr. Rahimi has received complaints long ago, and I have also received them, and I have reviewed each and every one of the complaints with him, and I would ask the court to enter a not guilty plea on each of the complaints. And I would also add, I have also made sure that Mr. Rahimi understands the complaints, and he has told me that he understands the charges against him.
Oh, I appreciate that, Mr. Ligori, but I am going to review the charges for the record, but I will enter a not guilty plea, of course, on behalf of Mr. Rahami, through you, for all the charges. So there are 6 complaints.
Very well.
2009 W 2016 001070 charges Mr. Rahami with knowingly having in his possession a handgun without first having obtained a permit to carry same in violation of a number of statutes in New Jersey. The second charge on that complaint is, of course, being again within the jurisdiction of the court, having in his possession a firearm with the purpose to use it unlawfully against the person of Linden police officers. They are not named individually, numbered 1 through 5, in violation of certain statutes, of course, here in New Jersey. The next complaint is 2009 W 2016 01071, and that charges the defendant with, again, within the jurisdiction of this court, purposely attempting to cause the death of Linden police officer number 1 by shooting him in the torso with a handgun in violation of our statutes. And the other complaints, which are 2009 W 2016 001072, 001073, 001074, and 001075, all charge the defendant with the same crime, which is the attempted murder of several police officers. And again, they're listed not by name but by number, and that would be, of course, officers 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, I'm going to enter, of course, a not guilty plea for Mr. Rahami on all of those charges. Now, I am obligated to, of course, give further information to Mr. Rahami. And Mr. Rahami, sir, you are advised that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. Of course, Mr. Liguori is here with you. Mr. Corman is here in court. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be assigned to you. Now, Mr. Liguori is standing, I can see him and you, next to you in your hospital room. And of course, Mr. Liguori is the Deputy Public Defender here in Union County. And are you asking, sir, that Mr. Liguori represent you in this matter?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Liguori, did you want to say something?
I just want to make sure he spoke loud enough that he can, you can hear him.
I could hear him say yes. Thank you. And I also do want to confirm Mr. Rahami's address, which is listed on the complaint, says 104 Elmora Avenue. That's here in Elizabeth. Is that correct, sir? That's your address in Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yes, and I can hear Mr. Rahami answer yes as well. And also, sir, you understand that the bail, the aggregate bail, meaning the total bail on all the complaints, is the amount of $5,200,000. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Thank you. And lastly, Ms. Rivera, I understand this matter will be presented to the grand jury within the next few months. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Rivera, Mr. Corman, Mr. Liguori, sir, anything else you'd like to add?
Judge, I would only ask that we be provided with police reports minimally that establish probable cause for each of the complaints. I don't know, I wasn't there in court, so I'm not sure if Ms. Rivera provided that to Mr. Corman or not.
If I may, Judge, Mr.
Sure.
Rivera provided the defense with an affidavit in support of probable cause shortly before going on the record. We'd like an opportunity to review it with Mr. Rahami, and then we'll make a determination on whether we're waiving probable cause hearing in this matter.
All right, thank you. Mr. Liguori, could you hear Mr. Corman?
I did, and I agree with what he said, Judge. Thank you.
Right. All right. Anything else, counsel?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Board. Thank you, Mr. Rahami. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you, Your
Judge.
Honor.